I would not get up from the table no matter what. I had made sure that when we first got to the restaurant, I was sitting with my back to the wall so that when I took off my jacket, nobody could see that in my open back sweater, you can see my bra strap. And I was so self-conscious about it all night. I had this whole plan. I wanted to wear this new sweater I got and have this open back, but I didn't have the right undergarments. And so I just wore a bra, a regular bra, and you could see the strap in the back. And I was like, okay, well, it's cold out, so I'm gonna wear my jacket. And when we get to the restaurant, I'll just make sure I'll sit so no one actually sees the back. Well, it was pretty awful all night. So this video, I'm gonna share 12 things to avoid if you wanna feel great in your outfits and you wanna have great style. So back then I did not know about the sticky bra. So this is the sticky bra here. It's something that I get from Target. It's something that I recommend to my clients. It takes a minute to kind of get used to it, but once you're used to it, for me, it is the best backless, strapless bra, and you can wash it and use it. I think it's about like 20 times or something like that, and it's under $20. I will link it down below because it's great. But that is such a great and easy solution to when you want to wear something that's backless, but you don't want your bra strap shown, because that is the first thing. And I still see this a lot, especially with like cutouts being in still and open backs being in. You don't want your bra strap showing. It just kind of ruins the outfit. The second thing I recommend avoiding for great style is a paper bag waist. Now, this trend's been around for a little bit. Now, it's great if you're kind of more of a straight body type, you don't really have any curves, because it kind of helps accentuate your body to make it look like you have curves, to give the illusion that you have curves. But if you have any curves like me, or you have any thickness around the waist, paper bag pants will just make you look bigger in the middle. They're not flattering on 99.9% of women, in my opinion. Now, like all of the videos I make, like all the opinions I have, same thing goes when I work with my clients. You want to take what works for you and leave what doesn't. So if you absolutely love the paper bag trend, you feel great in a pair of paper bag pants, and you're the curviest person on the planet, then you should go for it. So this is just my suggestion for what I've seen and what I think works and what doesn't work. So above all else, if you love it, wear it. The next thing I recommend avoiding, and kind of goes along the same lines, is pleated pants. Now, trousers are super in for spring, and I love a good pair of pants. A slim fit, ankle length pant I just think is so classic and so chic. And pleats, again, they are making them better, so they're a little bit more on the flatter end, at least if you're looking at more of the contemporary or high-end designer brands. But I still see pleats done really badly. And what I mean by badly is, again, it just adds, it's more fabric in the front of the area, which again, for most of us is not flattering, because it just looks like more fabric anywhere looks like more weight in that area. So just think of it like that. So if you have pleats in the front area where they normally are, right below your waist, it's typically not flattering to have more bulk, to look like you have more weight in that area. And when you sit, it bunches up weird. So again, this is one of those things that you, again, if you love it, go for it. But if you're not sure about it, I would just skip it. The next thing that I've seen that I don't think works that great is when you are under 5'6" or under 5'5" or more on the petite side, when you're wearing a super long cardigan, like a duster, that's what they're called. But those super long cardigans just make you look shorter. So they're great on women that are over 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", and taller. I think they look really chic. But if you're on the shorter side, you don't want something so long, because you just get swallowed up in it. So you want to look for something that hits more at hip length, or even a little bit shorter when you're kind of more on the petite side. Otherwise, it's just not as flattering. Now, one thing I do like wearing, if it's a little bit on the longer side, if you're wearing it with a dress that comes maybe above the knee, but the cardigan is still shorter than the dress, I think that is okay. But in general, when you're looking to have basic cardigans, your everyday cardigans in your closet, if you're on the more petite side, just try to avoid the ones that are super long. So just the other day, I was shopping at the mall for a client, and as I was looking around, and again, this is one of those things I see all the time that I just don't think is flattering. There was a woman who, I'm gonna say she was maybe early 40s, and she had 2 kids with her, and she was wearing a cropped sweater with a pair of denim. And she was heavier in the middle, so you could see it was literally like, you know, they call it the muffin top, or there was that like excess weight just hanging over the jean. And not only did it look uncomfortable, but there was nothing about it that looked flattering or stylish or cool. So crop tops is another one of those things. I think they are great on some people, on the younger generation, and I used to wear them when they were cool back in the 90s when I was part of the younger generation then. But I think if you're 35 and older, and you know, or you have kind of heavier weight around the middle, I just don't think they're flattering, and it's just really not gonna make you look stylish. Now, these are all things that I have seen over the years, and I've seen recently as well. So these are kind of those things that just kind of ruin your outfit, and I just want you to be aware of them, because maybe you're doing these and you don't realize it, and it's not even something that you feel that great in. Maybe this is why. So I just want to give you these suggestions. So my next one is, if your arms are bigger, if your arms, you know, again, as we get older, you know, it's harder to keep that muscle tone in our arms. So if that's you, wearing a sleeveless dress, unless of course if it's summer and you want something casual and cool, but if you're wearing a sleeveless dress for a more formal occasion or for an evening out, it's not flattering. It just makes your arms look bigger. It shows the bulk in your arms. So it's much better to have a sleeve that has, you know, it's a little bit longer, as opposed to just sleeveless where that part of your body is super exposed. You want to think about when you're exposing any part of your body, whether it's your legs or your collarbone or whatever part of your body it is, it's a part that you feel great about. It's one of your best assets. So again, it goes back to the middle area where we were just talking about the crop tops. Like if you're heavier in the middle, that's probably not the best area to expose. You may love your legs, so show your legs, wear, you know, a skirt and focus on that. Or if you love your arms, then wear something sleeveless. But you want to focus on the areas and bring attention to the areas that you feel great about. Ruffles. So I've had kind of a love-hate relationship with ruffles over the years. Now, when I was younger, before I had my daughter, I was definitely more of a straight shape. So ruffles were great for me then. Ruffles added curves. I would have ruffles, if I had ruffles on my bathing suit top, it looked like I was bustier, or things like that. But in general, now I kind of avoid ruffles, because in general, ruffles, again, it's extra fabric. So wherever those ruffles are, you want to think of that area. It's not actually hiding that area. It's actually making that area look bulkier. So if there's any areas that you feel are bulkier that you're trying to hide, you want to stay away from ruffles. I also feel ruffles can make us look like we're trying to be younger than we are. So if you're like the over 35 crowd like me, ruffles can give you more of that like younger girl vibe in a way that you may not want it. I also just saw this recently, and I've seen this not just for women but also for men. When you're wearing something that doesn't have any shape or any structure to it, because you think it's actually going to hide your problem areas. So if you have problem areas, we all have problem areas, or almost all of us, if you have those areas that maybe you don't feel as confident about and you want to hide those areas, it's actually going to look so much better if you find items that are more structured and have kind of a heavier weight material to them. You want to make sure, if it's a dress or a skirt, you want to make sure that it's lined, because it gives you that extra layer. And you want to stay away from fabrics like jersey or thinner fabrics, because they will show everything. So when you're trying to hide something, one, make sure it's your size. You don't want to go up a size, because again, that's going to make you look bigger than you are. And two, look for items that are more structured, have more fit to them, are more tailored, and the fabric is a little bit heavier than, you know, some of the other fabrics I mentioned before, because that is what is going to actually make you look slimmer. Not wearing something that has no shape, that's kind of like a big potato sack, that's not going to actually help you look better. Now, I know there's like an ongoing rule or rule of thumb that people say to avoid horizontal stripes if they're wide, because they make you look bigger. Now, I personally don't mind the direction of the stripes or the size of the stripes. I don't necessarily think that that's what makes you look wider. But the one thing about stripes that I personally don't love, and I think it kind of ruins your style, is when the stripes are black and white. For me, that just reminds me of like those old jail uniforms. It's just the black and white. There's something about it. It's the contrast. It's more jarring to the eye. And I feel like a navy and a cream, or a navy and an ivory, is just such a more classic way to do stripes than the stark black and white. So stop trying to convince yourself that you love an item that you don't. Whether it's already in your closet and you spent too much on it and you feel bad about it, so you're gonna try to make it work even though it doesn't, and you don't love it. Or if you're in the store and you feel like you need something, you have somewhere to go and you absolutely wanna buy something, and so you're trying to convince yourself as you're trying to get on in the fitting room that, the reasons it works and why it looks great, but you don't really feel like it looks great. Stop doing that. You're gonna waste your money, you're gonna waste your time, you're not gonna love the item, and you're probably gonna regret it and feel guilty about it later. So whenever you're trying something on, whether it's in a store, when you're shopping, or whether it's in your closet when you're looking to edit and declutter, you wanna have a 7-second rule. That first 7 seconds that you put the item on, do you love it or are you on the fence about it? Because if you don't love it and it's a maybe or it's a well if, then you don't love it. So anything other than I absolutely love this, I feel amazing in the first 7 seconds needs to either get out of your closet or it needs to go back on the rack at the store. The next thing that I see is things that don't fit properly. So whether it's jeans that are super long or a skirt that's super long and they're almost kind of tripping on it or walking on it, or it could be sleeves that are long or something that's oversized but they didn't intend for it to be oversized. When things don't fit well and you skip the tailoring part or you skip getting alterations, I just feel like that's a huge mistake and can really ruin an outfit. So when you're curating your closet to a closet full of clothes that you love, those pieces in there, make sure that they fit you properly. And if they don't, get them altered or tailored. And if you're resistant to getting them altered or tailored, then it's probably time to let them go. Now this next one I used to do all the time. I used to save my clothes thinking that, I wanted to save it for something special, and instead of just actually wearing it for my life. Because a lot of us tend to look to the future thinking that, oh, well, when we have, when our kids are in college, or when I'm in the perfect relationship, or when my finances are all settled, then I'll get to blank. And the reality is, now is the blank. Now is the time to live your life fully. And part of that is wearing the clothes and wearing the things that are in your closet. Don't save them for some special occasion that may or may not come. Wear them now. Feel good about them now. If these are items that you love, start wearing them. You're not saving them for anything. This is your life now, not some later moment that you're waiting for. So that's my take on saving items. Don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect day or the perfect whatever, because it may never come. Enjoy what you have now. If this video was helpful, watch this next video here where I'm sharing 18 fashion mistakes to stop making now. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, click that subscribe button for new videos every Thursday, and I'll see you guys soon.